You've got the midterms coming up, and I think that's why you're seeing this 180 turn with the narrative in the mainstream media around, we'll call it the cerveza sickness. I mean, you saw the CDC come out and they've done a complete 180 on cloth masks as an example. Even I call him Voldemort because you really can't mention his name without getting your video taken down. It's this specific doctor in the United States that the mainstream media seems to like quite a bit. But even he came out and said that with kids going to the hospital, you've got to compartmentalize. Are they there with the cerveza sickness or are they there because of it, right? So even they're coming out. And again, it's this huge 180 in the narrative. And I think that's because politicians are calling them up and saying, hey, I cannot win on this platform. You've got to change the narrative and change it very, very quickly. So with all these people that are in charge of the institutions, I think that's why they're backpedaling. So what that means is that going into the summer, I think that we could see this in the rear view mirror. And that would be fantastic for the economy. Now there's got a lot of challenges that we're going to be up against, right. But in the next 6 months, I think we could see some of these pressures ease. That said, I think they're just buying time until they can take advantage of the next crisis. And if you are a central planner, if you're one of these global elite and your objective is to usurp power and control, you have had banner years in 2020 and 2021. I mean, these have been windfall years for you if that is your objective. So I think they realize that if they push too far, then you're going to get uprisings like we see in Europe. They know that they can't push and push and push and push. There has to be a specific limit. Give the people a breather. And then you come back and you take advantage of the conditioning that you've done over the last 2 years, or let's say during the last crisis that they've tried to take advantage of. So I think going into the next crisis, people are going to be far more receptive to whatever it is they want them to do because of what they've gotten them to do in 2020 and 2021. That's my main point. So, over the next 6 months, I'm pretty optimistic. Obviously, there's no certainties, only probabilities. Got my fingers crossed. Going into the next 2 or 3 years, I think we're going to see another crisis, whether it's intentional or unintentional. I don't know. You can be the judge there. But I think climate change is an example, is a very convenient crisis for them to try to push. I'm not here to say that it's real or if it's fake or, I'll leave that for someone else to debate. But I can tell you one thing, that the global elite and the central planners don't care about clean air. Right. They don't care about the temperature of the earth going up by 2 degrees. They're just going to use that as a Trojan horse just to continue to try to take away freedom and liberty from the individuals in society. Politicians call them on the phone and say, hey, we need the narrative to change ASAP, because if it doesn't, we're not going to get reelected. And then you just see the whole mainstream media come out with the same script and the same headlines. We've just seen this playbook over and over and over and over again. It's when the politicians, when their polls and their approval rating gets extremely low, when the economy starts to suffer, this is their playbook. This is what they do. They find a boogeyman. And if the boogeyman can't be we'll call it the unmedicated anymore, which is what Biden has tried to create here in the United States. If that's not working, well, we need an external boogeyman. Well, let's just look at Putin. And then Putin does it to us. And it's just these politicians globally. They all do it. And this is why we've had so much war over the past X amount of decades. If you've got this big problem right in front of you in the United States, the politician creates a diversion over here. So you're not paying attention to this problem called inflation. Now you're paying attention. Putin. What's he doing? Yeah. And then you get fixated on this problem, and then you forget about the main problem, but it's all just a ploy from the politicians to try to manipulate you. They have no principles. They have no ethical backbone. These people are sociopaths. They have an insatiable lust for power. Bottom line. So they're going to do whatever they need to do to try to get reelected. And if that means crush the economy, if that means kill civilians, they're more than happy to do that.